Hey there, Julian from MemberStack here, and in this video I want to talk about something that is super useful but also super confusing, and that is serverless functions. So serverless functions you can use to do a whole lot of things. I think the best way I can explain it is any action that needs to take place but not on your site, something that needs to take place elsewhere. So I think the best example I can give you for this is I made All the Rage. So All the Rage is a tool that you can install on your site where you basically choose your preferences, what you consider to be a rage click, and then you can either open your live chat or a custom Webflow UI. So let me give you an example of that right now. Here we are on the MemberStack site, and if I go ahead and just rage click a bunch, we can see this form pops open right here. And we're using a serverless function to make this happen. Basically, when someone logs in, they set their preferences, and then this serverless function is going to add JavaScript to their page depending on the preferences that they have set up. So that's just one example of what you can do with serverless functions. In this video, we are starting from scratch, and we're going to use ChatGPT to make us a serverless function which pops open an alert box after 5 seconds that says hello world. So a very simple one, but you'll be able to see the overall way that this works and how to set it up. And then from there, you will be able to take it as far as you want. At that point, your code is the limit. So anyways, what we need here is we need a GitHub account and we need a Vercel account. There might be other ways to do serverless functions. This is just what I know, so it's what I'm sharing. And from there, what you're going to want to do is create a GitHub repository. And if you're not familiar, that is basically the place where your code is going to live. So let's go ahead and do that now. Let's just call it serverless functions testing, SF testing, and let's leave that set to private. Now let's create a new repository. And if you've done this kind of thing before, you have a few options. You can basically go ahead and set up a repository on your computer and your code can live there. Or something that's new to GitHub is code spaces. And code spaces are basically a cloud coding environment. Think of it like Webflow, where you log in and you can edit your sites. With code spaces, you can log in and you can edit your code. And I think it's a really simple way to get started. So let's do that now. Let's click create a code space. As we can see here, yeah, I do want to create a new code space. That's going to load. It's going to set up my code space. And here we are in our code editor. It's just like VS Code, but it's browser based. I think it actually is VS Code. That's exactly what this logo is. So anyways, let's go ahead and let this do its thing. And now that it's done loading, the next thing we're going to want to do is create a folder just like that. And let's call it API. This is, as far as I understand, just best practice to keep your serverless functions in an API folder. So now that we have this, let's go ahead and make a new file and let's call it alertbox.js. Just like that. And here we are. So the next thing that I want to do is actually get my code. So let's head over to ChatGPT and make a prompt. Okay, so my prompt here is, can you make me the code for a serverless function file called alertbox.js, which will open an alert box saying hello world on the website of anyone who loads the serverless function after 5 seconds. So let's go ahead and see if it's going to generate me the right code right off the bat. All right, so there we go. Something seems a bit weird with this code, but that's okay. Let's go ahead and use it. Let's head back over to our code space and let's put that in just like that. So then let's go into Vercel and we're going to click add a new project. So if you haven't already connected your GitHub, it's probably going to ask if you want to do that. And here we are, we have it connected. So it's showing us our repository. So let's go ahead and hit import. And let's leave all of this the same, but I do want to tell you quickly what environment variables are because they're super useful. This is how you can essentially hide information. So let's say you want to use your MemberStack secret key, which you cannot put in your code. You want to use that to make something happen in MemberStack to validate a user's token or something like that. You can go ahead and write here the name of your API key like so, and then paste in the key. You can then click add and you can reference that in your code without leaking your API keys. So we don't need that right now. Let's go ahead and hit deploy. All right, so there we go. It has been deployed. Let's go ahead and hit continue to dashboard. And then let's go back over here and let's launch this code. So what you do is you type in the terminal down here, git add dot, then git commit dash m and write some message. First launch, I guess, I don't know. And then git push will push it live. So we're going to see some stuff here and it's done. Now, as we can see over here, if we watch in Vercel, this is saying upcoming, it's building, and that's how we'll know when it's done. All right, so as we can see here now, I've refreshed and it says first launch is the source. So that means it is up to date. The next thing that we want to do is actually get the URL for this serverless function. So let's click that right there. Just this, it'll tell you your domain, and then you can see this 404. That's fine, we didn't define anything there. Now up here, go ahead and type your path, which in this case is /API/alertbox.js. So if we do that, we have this, which is fine. We're loading it from the browser. That's not normal. So let's go ahead and paste this now as a script into our testing site. Here we are. Let's go ahead and open our custom code. And basically what you have here, as we can see, I already have a placeholder, is this script right here. What's on top is the member stack script. Don't mind that. And this is going to load that script. So this is what you can basically tell people to embed on their sites, and it's going to run that code. So let's go ahead, hit save, and then let's publish it. So here we are on the page. Now let's go ahead and refresh and wait 5 seconds. And as we should see, an alert box is going to pop up just like that, that says hello world. So that is it. Now all you need to do is obviously change your serverless function to make it actually do something useful instead of just making this pop up. But the code is basically, the code is the limit at this point. Now you know how to set it up, how to run it, and that's about it. So hopefully this helped you. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments below. I'll talk to you soon and have a great day.